Hello again, and welcome back to episode 3. This is the hat-trick edition, where we're going to look again at the second half of the Bucs schedule. You may notice I've got the same hosts as before, and in fact, we're wearing the same things as before. You might even suppose that we probably filmed these things back to back, but I couldn't possibly either confirm or deny. So I'm Kieran Hyams, and join with me today, Pete. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Pete. You saw me in the last one. I'm the one that is optimistic about this year being the perfect season. So fingers crossed for
Adam?
That. Hello, I'm Adam. Probably know me better as Adam Wales, 87 on the forum. I'm not so optimistic as Pete, but I'm pretty optimistic.
Actually, I'm going to try and do some really funky little names for us. I'm going to put our forum names on there because it's really nice to put faces to the names of all the forum people. And Alex, tell us who you are. I'll just introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. I'm back again for a third time, so I must be doing something right here. Good to be back. Hope you enjoy the show.
Fantastic. And once again, by the magic of the internet, hopefully down here somewhere will be a WhatsApp number. And we really want you to try and send us in your messages and your videos and your clips, whether it's just a shout out or something you want to say for your 5 minutes of fame. And we will do our best to make sure we try and squeeze everyone in as possible. At the back end of this episode, we'll have some of the clips we've been sent so far. But
yeah, get involved.
Absolutely. So we're on to the second half of the schedule. The club reckons we're 7-1 going into the second half, and then bam, we hit a brick wall, which is the Saints again, and we're prime time again. It's Sunday night football. You better book the Monday off work. Pete, how do you reckon this one's going to go?
Well, I reckon this could be another win. Home win. Definitely a home win. Second half of the season. I think it'll be tight. I think everything's going to be tight. If we can it all comes down to if our secondary is more steady than last year, then obviously every game's going to be easier. And if our kicking game is on level, then we're looking good. That's where we always lost things over the last seasons, is giving away missed kicks or just having a poor secondary.
Yeah,
Adam,
that's right.
what do you reckon?
Yeah, this could be, amazingly, the Blaine Gabbert versus Jameis Winston show. If for some crazy reason Drew Brees is injured, Tom Brady's injured, we could have Winston against Gabbert. How mad would that be?
That's like an alternative dimension, isn't it?
Oh, that really is.
Alex, how do you reckon it's going?
Yeah, I think we're going to win this one. I think by this point, I think Brady's going to be well into his stride. I think we're going to be absolutely fine. And I think it's going to be close. I think we're probably looking at maybe a score or two. I don't think we're going to necessarily blow the Saints out the water. Apologies for the pun. But I certainly do think we are going to get the win on this one.
Brady and Breeze, between them, they've got 987,000 yards and a combined 1,008 yards. That is unbelievable for those two guys.
That's ridiculous.
It's got to be enough yards to the moon and back.
152,000 yards, call it. The rest of the league combined, all starting quarterbacks, 490,000. So those two players, Brady and Breeze, own a third of the whole league's passing yards.
So our members are keeping on drinking Pete's Kool-Aid. And I think that's our first clean sweep, is it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Sunday night football, 3/4 of the Bucs UK members say win. I think that's really positive. And I think that takes us some really good momentum into the second half of the season. Because actually you can see that towards the end, as we get to those division games, I think division games are going to be really important. I won't blow our trumpet too hard. We are the toughest division in the NFL. You look at the power and the talent, especially when you've taken Brady out of one and plopped him into the other. I think that's going to be massive.
I think Brady's going to have to work hard this year. I think because he's actually coming up against decent quarterbacks in his own division. Look back to who he was coming up against in New England in their division. There wasn't really. I mean, I know Tennessee did well. Buffalo, did really well last year. But this year, we've got 4 pretty damn good quarterbacks in this division. So I think he's going to be in for a bit of a shock coming down to the NFC South.
Or maybe he just bottled it and didn't want to play Miami and Tua. Cool. So we're on, as Mr. Belichick would say, we're on to Carolina. Carolina's next. Alex, what do you reckon? We're on the road this time.
Yeah, and we're going to win it again. Yeah. Exactly the same reasons as for what I said in episode 2. Stop Christian McCaffrey. Stop that run. We've got. If our run defense from last season ends to go by, hopefully we'll have another really strong run defense, and I think we're going to win that one again, and get the W for that one.
Pete, we're on tenterhooks here. Don't let us down.
No, I know. You don't know which way it's going to go. Yeah, I think it's going to be an easy win. I think the scheduling's crazy that we had Saints, Panthers, and then Saints, Panthers for begin of both schedules.
Well, if I was a Area 51 conspiracy theorist, I think they designed the schedule so that if we only had to play half of it, it would all magically work out quite even. Adam, what do you think? Panthers.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as easy as week 2. I think maybe the Panthers will gel a bit more by then, but we would have just gelled more. I think we're head and shoulders above them. Obviously, before a ball has been thrown or whatever, but I can't see us losing if we take Christian McCaffrey out of the game. They haven't got anything that scares me other than that guy. I don't think, Teddy Bridgewater...
He would have scared you.
Yeah. Teddy Bridgewater's good, but he's not in that top tier, is he?
Yeah.
The wideout's not in that top tier, so definite win for the Bucs.
They lost too many players.
They have, yeah. I think the retirements, the players moving, don't get me wrong, I didn't like Cam Newton any more than the next Bucs fan. But, there's a couple of fancy football seasons where I picked him in the first round. Know thy enemy. He was dangerous. And I think whoever does pick him up is going to get a bit of a gem there.
I think one thing to look out for with Carolina, though, is with their draft, they only focus on defense. So it's going to be interesting to see what that means. By that point, is their defense going to have gelled, and is it going to be a really tough defense? They brought in some really good young players there, so that could be a really interesting thing to watch in terms of Carolina there.
They lost one of the best defensive players in the league, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's also true. Yeah.
So I'm
not disappointed he's retired. To be honest with you, I didn't like him one bit.
Bucs UK agree. They think with Pete, same way as Pete, it's going to be a whitewash. 88% say we roll over the Panthers, and that would be fantastic, because as you can see there, the next game is the Rams coming to us. So in fact, again, this the Brady effect that the schedulers really like us now. Both LA teams have to come to us. We don't want to travel west. We don't want to mess up the time zones. They're coming to us, and it's Monday Night Football again. You've got to book the Tuesday off work. I mean, this was the game last season. This was the game. If anyone says, what game should I watch, I tell them watch this game. Adam, what do you reckon?
Yeah, that game last year was probably the game of the season for any team.
Yeah,
totally.
I'm not a big fan of the Rams. Jared Goff, I think, is a little overrated. So obviously, I'm picking a win for the Bucs. A lot of these mid teams, they don't scare me. They haven't got the weapons, and maybe that's the Brady effect working on me. Maybe I think the Bucs are Super Bowl bound and everything, but everyone on paper, at least when I look, everyone doesn't seem to be as good as us. So I'm picking the Bucs to win.
And you know what? This is great, because normally the Bucs win off season. It'd be great if the Bucs actually won this season.
Yeah.
Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, I think they've lost their main threat during the off season. Gurley's gone, so they haven't really got a running game now. And if Gurley was still with them, I'd have probably had us down to lose this one. I know we got a good run defense, but Gurley's just got a knack for finding those gaps in any defense. I don't think they're going to have that this season. So I think we're going to be able to win this one. And like Adam said, I think Jared Goff, yes, he's a good player, but I think he's severely overrated. So I'm confident we can come away with the win on this one.
They've still got an absolute superstar in Aaron Donald. But again, if we sort of take him out of the game, a bit like Mac, if we can take him out of the game and make him a non-factor, everywhere else on the pitch or the field, I think we're better than them.
They did draft Cam Akers, so he could have that rookie season.
So Pete, you're wavering. So Pete, do you think?
No. It's I think it's a repeat of last year. I'm hoping for a repeat of last year.
So you think Bucs win?
The Sue scoop and score, that was the highlight of my season.
Great to watch, that was.
I was screaming so loud then.
Yeah, I think everyone was. I think all Bucs fans were on that
but
one.
You know what? There's a lot of green on that board now. There's a lot of green. We're all getting pumped up. We all think the Bucs are in their stride. 3/4 of the Bucs UK fans say that's a win. And again, this is a team we've not played a lot historically. Only 9-14. I'm pretty sure that goes back pre the Super Bowl. It may even go back to the old Championship game. But up until recently, we'd not had any success. You look at 4 losses followed by a win. Like you say, Aaron Donald, we'll lock him up. Make sure he's buy him a few drinks the night before the game or whatever. Get him arrested, and we're happy days.
I think Sean McVay's a good coach, though. I think he's a young coach. He's definitely not just up and coming. He went to Super Bowl in his first tenure. So I think after last year, he could have learned some lessons from what we did to them.
Yeah, but Brucey Baby's got the experience. It's going to be Jedi versus Padawan. And we know how that ended.
I don't think this is going to be anything like that shootout crazy game last year. This is going to be an intelligence win, I think. Tom Brady's just going to do everything just right, put the ball in the right places, and we'll just, I wouldn't say eke out the win, but you know what I mean? It's not going to be a blowout by any stretch. I think we'll win by a score, maybe a kick or something.
If you thought the first game of the season against the Saints was exciting, now the Kansas City Chiefs come to Raymond James Stadium. It's a late game, but at least it's on a Sunday. And, this has got excitement written all over it.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Pete, go on. Tell us about this one. This has got to be the hardest one for you to call, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. I think that it's going to be a really tough game because as we've all seen with Patrick Mahomes, he has everything that you want out of a quarterback. He's got the ability with throwing it, but he's also got the ability to run, to scramble and still throw. He's got the Swiss Army knife. Yeah.
So how are you calling it?
Oh, it's going to be a win.
Do you know what? History's on your side, Pete, because again, the Kansas City Chiefs are a team we haven't played very much. All time, we win the series, all time 7-5. The last 5 times we played the Chiefs, we've won. So we're the form team.
I think we're going into a bye week, so I think that's going to be a massive. We can put a lot more on the line and really give it to them and go for it. So I think.
Adam, what do you think?
It's going to be tough.
This is going to be an incredible game. I think this might be like I said about the Chargers game, a game we lose, but probably don't deserve to lose. I think we probably lose this and maybe deserve to lose it. I think they're going to outplay us potentially. They're quite similar, really. We've got wicked receivers. They got good receivers. Okay, our running back probably not as good as their running backs. But
we've got a better defence.
They got better defence. Well, no, I don't know.
No, we've got a better defence.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
We've
got a better defence. It's going to be a tight game, but I just think we're the first year of our Tom Brady era. They've gelled for a few years, do you know what I mean? So I think they might just have a more rounded team than we've got at the moment.
What do you think, Alex?
I think the key player to watch is going to be Tyreek Hill with this one. So sort of focusing on our secondary here, which, I'm hoping by this point, as the secondary will maybe have gelled to where it needs to be, because last season our secondary wasn't great. But if Tyreek Hill can play the way that he can play, and if Mahomes can get that ball to him, I think that will be where we fall down here. My gut says that the Chiefs are going to bring us back to earth with a bump here, and I think we will lose. If we can keep an eye on Tyreek Hill, if we can stop him, maybe we'll have a chance, but it's going to be a very, very tough game.
It's a pick poison, because if we are watching Tyreek Hill, you've got Travis Kelce or Sammy Watkins. So
of course, Kelce as well. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
They've got so many variety of weapons that they can use against us. It's going to be. But we could do the same back to them. So I think it'll come down to who game manages the best, who got the ball last. I think it's going to be one of those games.
Yeah, definitely. Who's got the ball last? I think it'll be like that.
I can't believe it's not a primetime game.
No, yeah, we're very lucky that hopefully most of us will get to watch it, like you say.
If you look at the times on the diagram I've got up there, the purple shading, that's when you're into the flex zone. So that's when the times of the games can be flexed. They don't tend to flex them too much within, the Sunday early, Sunday late, but they could flex it to prime time if both teams are looking, really strong at that point.
So you're saying it's going to be guaranteed that it's prime time then, because we're going to be on a winning streak?
Yeah, well, I've got us as a loss on this one. I think it will be close, but I think it's a good loss because I think that this is the game where we learn what it takes to win in the playoffs against a really good quality team. We know the Saints. We play them all the time. It's a rivalry. It's kind of, but when you come across a team you don't play that often, and a game where the pressure's on, I think that's where we'll learn a lot about ourselves as a team. I'd rather lose this one and win in the postseason than the other way round. So, but and I think this was the one where the Bucs UK fans probably were really unsure about this because only 9% said a win and 91% said a loss. So this is the game that the fans think we've got the least chance of winning. But I think at this point we'll know. And as you said, I think it was Pete about when we go into the bye week. And again, this is the Brady schedule. This is the Bucs finally getting it. Normally, our bye week's in week 5 or something.
Yeah.
Worse, we don't even get one because of the way the storm in Miami. So the fact that we get a chance to heal up into the last 4 games of the season again could be huge. I think that could be absolutely massive.
What I'd love to see is this. Arians has always kept saying that no risk it, no biscuit. I'd love to see that in effect in this game. Of us actually really bring out the imagination and surprise them with something.
Might we see a trick play in this game?
Be nice to, but who knows?
That could be the difference, couldn't it?
It could, yeah, absolutely. It might just come down to that one moment of magic, such as a trick play, which might just see the win there. So, yeah, good point.
And now we are home to the Vikings. And this is great. So the Vikings were left too late in the season. Even if we'd have gone to see them, they play in a dome. So the games we had left, the Vikings and the Lions, both teams that play in domes. So in the winter, happy days. Alex, what do you reckon?
Yeah, going to keep this one short and sweet. We've had the bye week, a chance to get healthy. Brady's going to be ready. Offense is going to be ready. Defense is going to be fired up. We're going to win against the Vikings. No concerns there for me at all.
Simples. And Pete, we know where you're going, I think, by now.
Yeah, you know where I'm going. It's got to be a win. I think we'll be able to put Cousins on his back quite a few times, really shake him up and get an easy win. I mean, there's a lot of controversy at the minute with the Vikings and Dalvin Cook and their head coach and stuff. So you sort of feel like they might be a team that's lost one of their weapons and they might not be as strong as they were before. They've got quite a young secondary, though, so I think we should, with Brady and with Evans and Godwin, we should be able to have all day to throw the ball and pick that pass and really go to town on their secondary.
Yeah, I don't think it's been said enough about our secondary as well. I think in years gone by now, we've been a bit shaky and a bit leaky. And I think other teams, like you say, Kieran, other quarterbacks seem to look like Tom Brady against us with our secondary. But I'm really hoping this year they sort that secondary out. They've had another year to prepare with each other. I'm hoping
there's a lot of the same faces.
Defense.
I think that's the key, Adam, that you just said there. The fact that we've generally kept our secondary together. The only thing we've done is added Winfield Jr., who I think was a great draft pick. And absolutely, no, I agree. It's a great thing. And now that our secondary has had last season, and hopefully all this season as a unit as well, fingers crossed by this point, we could have a really good secondary in Tampa.
And the fans agree with you. The Bucs UK members, 78% said we win this one. So now we come into our quick round trip to the Falcons. We got them 2 times in 3 weeks, which again kind of freaks me out a little bit because I think that's so much in succession. It can go one way or the other. I think we're probably unlikely to split the series. But Adam, what do you think, Ben? Over to the Falcons.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a win. I think it's going to be I wouldn't say comfortable win, but a definite win for us. Please stop Julio Jones every time. Every time he gets 200 yards. I know he's brilliant. I know Matt Ryan's real good, but please, one of the guys take charge and stop him. He's the only thing they got. All right, they got Todd Gurley now this year, so that could be an extra little wrinkle. But he's the one that does all the damage to us every single year.
And it's not like we don't know it's coming. You can call the play, can't you?
You know it's coming.
Yeah.
We're all like, from the UK. We're all shouting in unison. Get a man on Julio Jones. And
doing our best Tony Romo impression, drawing on the screen, going, "Look, he's up there!"
Yeah. Just collects the ball 5 yards down the field with 15 yards space, and he gets 20 yards down the field every game.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Alex?
I want us to win, of course. I've got us down as winning, but I don't know what it is when we come against the Falcons. We just always make life so difficult for ourselves every time we play them. And I just don't know what it is. I mean, I'm hoping, I say this every year about when we play the Falcons, that it's going to be a turning point. I'm saying it again this year, that we're going to stop losing and we are going to beat them. But like Adam said, we just never stop Julio Jones. And he just rips us to shreds every time he plays us. So if we can stop him, if we can really focus on Jones and make sure we don't give Gurley all the space in the world to make 200-300 yards, and we can get to Ryan quick enough, then hopefully we can finally get this win against them. And fingers crossed we do, because I'm fed up of losing to the Falcons.
We need to have another episode over which team we hate the most, don't we? That'll be another episode. We'll argue. Pete, how do you reckon the Falcons goes?
I hope we eke out a win. I really hope we eke out a win. That's it's a win. I've got a win, but I think I'm hoping we eke it out, because, like you say, we always make life difficult for ourselves against Falcons. Anytime we play them, it always seems like they seem to sort of mentally destroy us somehow. We go into the game.
They know they're going to beat us before the game's even kicked off. I feel that sometimes as well. I'm watching the game thinking, oh, here we go again. As soon as first quarter goes, Julio Jones has caught 5 passes in the first quarter, and you think, goodness me, it's going to be one of these days again.
Are we allowed to say what Brady did last time we played the Falcons as well? So, maybe that might help us. Are we allowed to mention that? Sorry, I had to.
Well, we are 25 and 28 overall against them, so the numbers look quite familiar, don't they? And actually, there's a new Falcons UK Twitter guy, and they're great guys. They're really funny.
Oh, fantastic! We have some really good banter with those guys.
So again, I really want to be able to shut them up and not have to come in and mute my Twitter for a day while I swear loudly. So, but the members have got faith here. 75% say we win. So we go on to the Lions, and again there was a time where, as a young teenage pimply Bucs fan, I got bored of watching Barry Sanders running circles around us like he was doing the B button on Madden, just like all these Bucs players flying off of him. But those days are gone. We don't know what time this game is, but we know we're away to the Lions. Pete, what do you reckon?
I think it's going to be a win. I don't really see them as a team to worry about. They haven't really, they're sort of middle of the road team. They don't really have much to worry us. I don't really see him as a problem. It'll probably be a nice, easy game to probably rest some people and take it easy, kick back a bit.
I almost feel the same way there, Pete. The Lions strike me as that team. They're not the worst. They're not in the worst half of the league, but they're definitely not the top half of the league. They're just that middle run-of-the-line team. Matt Stafford's good. Everyone else, they're a pretty good organisation, but we're not going to have any trouble against them. That's how I feel. I feel like we'll handily beat them, but they're definitely not a bad team.
Alex, do you agree?
Yeah, I do. I think both Adam and Pete have summed it all that well. I mean, they've got a head coach who was supposedly one of the best defensive minds in the NFL. And, I mean, look at them last season. Defensively, they were so easy to pick apart. So, yeah, I haven't got really much to add on that one. I think we'll win it, and I think we'll win it fairly comfortably. I'm not too worried about them at all.
88% say it's a win of our members. 13 say it's a loss. So it's the same odds as beating the Pussycats. So I think that's pretty good in the bank. Interesting you say about resting. I think if we could be at the position where we're resting players, I'd almost be worried because 2 weeks to go and resting players. Maybe the last week where you got the home bye or something.
What's happened to no biscuit, no biscuit, Pete?
We've got to get ready for the playoffs now.
We round out the season at home. It's a nice early game. We hope that it could well be flexed. And I like the early games because then you can I can stick Red Zone on and I can see all the other games, like who's in the playoffs, who's not in the playoffs, and start gloating on Twitter to other people. Week 17, Alex, Falcons again. What do you reckon?
I reckon we're going to beat them again. I hope. Although, again, it just goes back to what we were talking about, a few moments ago. We do make life difficult for ourselves, and while my heart says the winger, I'm going to stick with that. I do worry that maybe, if we've got the playoff berth, are we going to take things a bit easier against them? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. But I certainly have got us down to hopefully win this one again and finish the season on high, so we're ready to hit the playoffs nice and hard.
And Pete, this is it, week 17. Are the 72 Dolphins about to regret their lives?
Definitely.
Yeah,
I think a home win, finish the season strong in the home stadium in front of all the fans. It's going to be absolutely rocking in there. Hopefully at some point through the season, where fans are allowed back into the stadiums, and it's going to be absolutely kicking off in there.
They better not tear the post down though, because we'll need them for the playoffs. Home field advantage with a bye. That's what we're looking at. If you're right, that would be pretty special. Adam, what do you think then for the last game?
I don't care. I think we're already in my schedule.
I like that.
Already in the playoffs. I think we'll be
if Pete's World, which is a bit like Wayne's World, if Pete's World is right and we're 15-0, Brady's going to be in there, isn't he?
Oh, I think so. Absolutely.
Yeah. If this game is for the perfect record, he's in there and he's on speed dial to Bill Belichick afterwards.
Brady, like we say, if Pete is right, Brady is going to want to seal that 16-0 season 100%. And Pete, trust me, I hope you are right. I prefer your predictions to mine. Trust me, I've got us winning as well, but I certainly hope we do go 16-0.
Yeah, I got us losing this game purely for the fact that we've lost 3 games already. We'll be resting players. We're already through. And I think there might be a chance that the Falcons might have done something kind of special along the way, and they might be looking for a wild card spot. I really do. I think there's a small percentage of me that thinks that they could be going for a wild card spot.
So Adam has us as a loss, but again, the Bucs think the Bucs UK fan club members, 91% win. I mean, if there's ever a dead cert, I think that's what our members think it is. So if that's the case, let's just go. So this is what the overall season would look like. Here's the whole table. There's a lot of green there. Do you know what? If you'd have told me this time last year, I'd be looking at that. I'd jump on it. I think that's absolutely epic.
If you think about what it's been like for us over the past few seasons, and to look at that graphic to show what us guys have got our record being, and our members have got our record being, I think that will be amazing if that does happen. So let's keep our fingers crossed.
I got my geeky maths on. I've done my frequency graph, and so this is along the bottom. It's who percentage of members who think we're 9-7, 10-6, 11-5, 12-14. Sorry, 12-4, 13-3. No one had us at 14 wins. No one had us at 15 wins. But bang on there, 16-0. You're not alone, Pete. There's someone else. I think there's 2 other people. I think we had about 34 responses. So I think that 6% is 3 people. There's you and your crazy relatives. I don't know. I think 16-0 is definitely looking at. But most people think we're in the 11-5 zone. And again, if you said before the season starts, would you take 11-5? I would bite your arm, wrist, elbow.
Absolutely. 100%.
And 7-1 at home. For the Bucs fans, the Tampa faithful, they deserve some wins at home.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, going to Ray J and wanting to see your team win at their home ground, that's what all NFL fans want. And that's something, I mean, I became a Bucs fan when Greg Schiano was head coach. Don't ask me why. That was a stupid time to start following the Bucs. I don't quite get why I did either. So I'd love to see more wins at Ray J. And like the graphic shows, I'm optimistic along with our members and you guys that this really could be the year that we finally see that.
A win at Ray J in February would be nice.
Now that's going. You've just topped Pete there. So what did our members say? So Dom said, really looking forward to the season. Unlike many, I don't think it's Super Bowl or bust. I would be happy just to finally get to the playoffs and win a game. Yes, I'm that starved of success. And actually, bringing it back down to, we just want to be in the playoffs, don't we?
Definitely. Absolutely. No, that is good. That is it.
better chance than this to get into the playoffs. What is it, 12, 13 years now?
But for me, if we get to the playoffs, amazing. Anything more, I'll be absolutely thrilled. But absolutely, I think the key focus this season has got to be get to the postseason. Absolutely.
Yeah, postseason football will just be that'll be a win in a lot of our eyes, really.
Mark, however, a slightly different take on it. Bucs to make history as the first team to win the Super Bowl at their home stadium.
I hope he's right.
It'd be amazing.
It would be, wouldn't it? I think that would. I mean, at that point, there's no point living anymore, is there? Because the whole bucket list is done.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I kind of hope that doesn't happen because I want Brady to have 2 years, and I'm really worried if he does that in one, he walks up into the sunset.
It'll be the ultimate mic drop.
I just think he's so competitive that if we did do it, if by some miracle we did win the Super Bowl, he'd want to go again to prove that it wasn't luck with just those receivers. The first
at some point, he's going to run out of fingers. Do they make Super Bowl toe rings? And then Gary Woolard. Gary, you said you'd send me a better photo. You didn't. So now Craig, I'm sorry, but it's a long while ago. I'm a little worried that people think we're getting to the Super Bowl because we've signed Brady and Gronk. Let's see how things pan out on the field first. It's a long season, and don't forget, we are the Bucs. So,
well said.
Very true.
We often grab defeat from the jaws of victory. So the last quote we got, Phil McKenzie said, "Can't believe I'm predicting 11 wins," but actually that was the average prediction, remember? And that's with 2 losses to the Saints, which could go either way. Any thoughts about what that might mean for players? Suddenly for free agents, we're going to be the club everyone wants to come to.
It's going to be hard to sign players if we do so well now, and there's a few 4 or 5 star players shining this year. It's going to be with the cap space we've already got this year, it's going to be hard to re-sign a lot of these players next year.
That wraps up our review of the season and our predictions. We are only a few days away, if we've got this edited to time and it goes out at the right point, we're only a few days away from the AGM. If you haven't yet told us that you're coming to the AGM, you need to do so. You will have had an email from David. There'll be a reminder on the forum. You need to tell us you're coming so we can send you the oh-so top secret Zoom link to join. You need to make sure when you join the meeting that you name yourself as yourself so we know to let you in. And you need to have another device handy. So we'll be doing a quiz. But basically, we don't trust any of you. So you're all going to get, because there's going to be prizes on the line for this quiz. You need to have like another phone to hand or a tablet or a second computer, whatever you've got. And we'll do the quiz as we go, and then you can tap the answers in. It'll be like a glorified online bingo or something. Adam, do you want to tell us how people can join in and listen to us this time?
Yeah, no worries. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, we got a YouTube channel. We're on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcast, for those of you who like listening in the car or on the way to work or whatever. Pocket Casts, Overcast, all the casts.
That nearly brings us to the end, but again, we really want to make sure that we give a chance for our members to appear. If you haven't already done so, I'm hoping again by the magic of TV down there somewhere, you'll see the WhatsApp number. Send us a video, send us your thoughts, chip in on the forum. You can see if you do post, we will quote you. So yeah, so you're gonna be able to back it up. And hopefully we will now end with a little montage of some of the clips that we've received and see what everyone else thinks. Thank you to Alex.
Thank you. Pleasure to be back, and hope you all enjoy this episode, everybody. And we'll see you hopefully for episode 4.
And thank you to Adam.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me. And hopefully all you listeners will come back for the next episode.
And thank you to Pete.
Brilliant. Cheers, lads. Don't forget to get involved.
And we'll see you all again soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Hi guys, thought I'd rock my vintage Snap jersey for this one. Just wanted to introduce myself. So my name's Jake. I've been a Bucs fan since the year 2000. We used to holiday a lot in Florida, or actually we still do holiday quite a lot in Florida, so naturally kind of gravitated towards the Bucs as my NFL team. But I've actually only been a Bucs UK member for around about 3 years, just over 3 years, and that was only because I kind of came across it on social media. Didn't really know what to expect, didn't have much expectations from it just because I didn't actually know it existed up to that point. But I was pleasantly surprised. You know, there's a real engaging community there. There's tons of stuff that's available to fans, and the guys that run it, you know, all of what they do really is for the benefit of the fans, whether it be, you know, just opening up active kind of threads for people to discuss anything Bucs related on. They run competitions regularly, there's fantasy football, and there's even, you know, privileged access to game tickets. And there's also a real deep and meaningful relationship with the franchise itself, which I think is actually quite unique, and it really is just testament to the time and effort that the guys that run it put into the whole thing, which is from a member's point of view, it's just brilliant, you know, and you know, got a lot of respect for those guys. So for anybody thinking about joining, who's a Bucs fan in the UK, would definitely encourage you to do so. Thanks a lot, guys.
Hi, I'm Dom. I'm from Matlock in Derbyshire, and I've been a member of the Bucs UK since 1989. I first became aware of American football in 1984 when Channel 4 started doing a programme, an hour-long highlight programme, and didn't know what was happening, couldn't understand anything about it, but something about it just, I became hooked. Didn't know what team to follow, watched it for a few weeks, and I couldn't have one of the most popular teams, so I went for the team in orange as it was then and became a Tampa Bay fan. As for the club, I saw an advert in a newspaper, joined it, like I said, in 1989. Back then we used to get a newspaper through the post, and that was pretty much it. We used to listen on Forces Radio. We used to try crackly radio, trying to get the scores on a Sunday night. Wasn't much success for us until Tony Dungy took over, and then John Gruden. We had some great seasons then. It's been a bit downhill since then, as you all know, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to be going up again. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? But even if it does, we'll all be getting through it together, which leads me to Sunday nights when we're watching the games. Get on that message board. Like I say, my name's Dom. On the message board, I'm the charmer. And we get through it together. Usually through defeats, the occasional win, but we have such a laugh. Everyone gets involved. Don't worry if you think I don't know enough about the game, or because most of us it's just a laugh. We get through it, like group therapy, I'm sure you'd say. I always, even though it's a defeat, I usually go to bed smiling or even laughing from what's happened. We've all got different views, but just get involved. We also do the fantasy football. We had 2 leagues last season. I usually fail to progress. Looking at the membership this year, I think there might even have to be more leagues. Well, that keeps us going as well. It's always a laugh, always a laugh. Like I say, I don't often progress very far. And the meetups, what I look forward to the most. We have the AGM every year at Hemel Hempstead, which is fantastic. And we've done loads of things, loads of tours, brewery tours, greyhound trips. I can't even think of half of them what we've been on. But meeting fellow fans, fellow members like myself has just been great. I made some long-term friends and hopefully meet some new ones with all the new members. I think we've got over 300 members now, might even be getting to 400 members. We've got the podcast, which I think is amazing. Really enjoyed the first episode. Looking forward to the second one, which should be landing today, I think. So just get involved. The club's fantastic, but it's only as good as its members. And I think since Dave, Phil and Kieran took over the club, it's just gone onwards and upwards. And with Alex's help now doing the podcast, only good things can happen. So that's my short message. Thanks very much for listening. Go Bucs.